All right, good afternoon, Hardrocker fans. How are we? Good. Thanks for coming out on a cold January day to our coaches luncheon. Big thanks to Arrowhead Country Club today for being our sponsor. They are home of Hardrocker Golf, which is a really nice corporate sponsorship with the athletic department. They are very good to our kids here and to us when we come out. They treat us well. So Jeep raffle, I know you guys are all anxious to hear where we're at because I talk about it every week, but we only have 269 tickets left. So we are getting close to that total, and just remember it's a three-way win. It's either to get a Jeep, $15,000, or to support our scholar athletes. So just the main thing is that it's a no-lose, it's an all-win situation, so please buy your ticket if you have not yet. Mark your calendars, April 4th of 2020, that's a Saturday, down in Scottsdale, Arizona, will be our Mines Masters. So kind of put that on your radar if you want to get out of the cold weather and do some golfing with Mines alumni. It's a very fun event, and I can't wait to get down there personally. Next week we are in the Christensen Hall of Fame. Subway will be the sponsor at noon for our Hall of Fame, and this weekend basketball games we're collecting donations on food, so canned food items, different things, both Friday and Saturday. Bring those to the game. We are home this weekend. We have that other Mines school in Colorado that's going to come visit us, and also UCCSS on Saturday night. One other thing, where is Sandy Carlson? Sandy Carlson, can you peek your head in here, please? So just one thing, this lady who truly, if anybody knows anything about the Hardrock Club, and Tom Brudovish and I can both say, we know who actually runs the place, and that's Sandy Carlson. So please wish her a happy birthday today. She does a lot for everybody around here, our student athletes that really goes kind of under the radar, and she never wants to have any attention, but I truly could not do my job without her by my side. So thank you very much, and happy birthday to Sandy. So with that being said, I'm going to let the basketball coaches come up and talk. So we'll start with Jeri, Jacobson, and the women's basketball.
Hi everyone. Before I get going on this past weekend, since we're kind of halfway through the season, I just wanted to bring some attention to my assistant, Mike Seibert. We wouldn't be where we were without him. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without him. He scouts all of our teams. He knows everything that they're gonna do. He takes care of a million little things that I don't have to stress about or worry about, and I can focus on the team and trying to figure out what's best for our players and build our relationships with our players, and so he handles a lot of that stuff. So I just want everybody to give him a round of applause. This last weekend, really tough start. Last week we talked about, okay, what is it going to take for us to get over that hump? Because we've been in every game. It's been close to the last couple minutes, and we're like, we sat down as a team, we watched film, we talked about different things of, all right, time and score situations, and I thought we really picked up on a lot of it. And we get into Regis, and sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't, but the one, sometimes they make shots. A little bit of luck goes into close games, and we defended one of their three-point shooters extremely well all game. She only had 1 3 the entire game, and then 16 seconds left, she hits a 3. Otherwise that'd be really great defense. She goes 1 for 2 for the whole game, but she hit that one when it's a tough time. And then offensively, there's a little bit of luck into that too. So those were things that I didn't want any of our team members to sit there and blame themselves for the loss. So all we talked about after that game was rebounding. Because that's pure effort. There's no luck involved in rebounding, and we were out rebounded by Regis. They played a very good game. Like I said, they had players step up and make big plays, and that's what you like to see when it's on your team, not on the other team. But, players make plays, and they had some players that made some plays down on the, towards the end of the game, the last 2 minutes of the game, and then into overtime as well. So it was really, really hard on our players, because I know we've been focused on it and talking about it of what to do to get over that hump, and then we had overtime that didn't end up in our favor. So after the game, all I said was rebounding. You guys better out-rebound Colorado Christian tomorrow. Like, I challenge you, that's your challenge. Fast forward to the next day, guess how many offensive rebounds Colorado Christian had? 0. And that's the thing I love about my team. You challenge them, they rise to that challenge. What's frustrating is when you're right there, and they don't quite rise to the challenge in that moment. And I just got to do a better job of getting them in situations where we can get comfortable with that, and then we can get over that hump in those close games. But extremely proud of the way our girls bounced back against Colorado Christian the next day. We started out strong, offensively moving the ball well, everybody was hitting shots. Defensively, we really buckled down, and like I said, 0 offensive rebounds for the whole game. That's a pretty great accomplishment. We had a lot of really great post play this weekend, which was really fun to see, especially against Colorado Christian, because we've got 4 great posts, and so it was really fun to just sub 2 in, sub next 2 in when they got a little bit tired, and we just kept throwing punches at them. Literally, that's one of our play calls too, is punch. It's for our post players. But Naomi had a big game for us, and it was exciting to see her because she can score the ball. She's extremely talented with the ball in her hands, and so that was fun to watch her really go off. She was our leading scorer for that game. And then, Anna had another double-double. Melissa made a lot of shots for us. And then Molly, Molly's defense and rebounding is still huge. Those are huge keys for us. So it was really fun, like I said, to see them bounce back, and now we're just moving forward, focusing on this next weekend. But one other player I want to mention from this last weekend, we had a guest speaker come talk to our team last week, just because sometimes it's nice for them to hear a different voice besides mine. And the theme was just a little bit more. Can you give a little bit more in certain areas? And there was one player who just took that to heart, and she had a phenomenal weekend. She was the reason we were in the Regis game. She was the reason we had a lead in the Regis game, and then she played a huge role in that Colorado Christian game, and that's Michaela Shackley. For those of you that come to a lot of luncheon, she spoke a little bit earlier in the year and talked about roles, and her role is our defender. She's going to get in there, she's going to play great defense and just be scrappy, and she was on another level this past weekend of playing defense, getting steals, getting tips, getting rebounds. So I just wanted to give her some public acknowledgement of that because we were really proud of her and the way she played. Moving forward to this weekend, we have, like Maria mentioned, Colorado Mines coming in. They're very similar to us, so it should be a good matchup. They have a very, very, very talented guard. We actually recruited her at Idaho when I was at Idaho, so I'm very familiar with her. So figuring out, what are we going to do against her? And then they've got some talented post players as well. So it'll be a fun matchup. It'll be a great game. Obviously, we have a little sibling rivalry going on between the two teams with Sammy Stefik and her sister Ashley, who plays for Colorado Mines. And then UCCS on Saturday, which they're coming off couple game win streak. They had a big weekend at home last weekend, so their record isn't quite indicative of what they're capable of. So 2 tough games, but I know they're going to be 2 exciting games. Any questions for me before I bring up one of our players? Okay, I have Francesca Fachinni from Italy. She hates when you call her Francesca though, because she thinks she's in trouble. So we all call her Fran. Unless, of course, she's in trouble, then I call her Francesca. But like I said, she is from Italy. She's a junior college transfer for us this year from Western Wyoming College. And, I'm really proud of Fran because it's a completely different style of basketball when you come from a junior college into a 4-year school. There's a massive transition in between, just program styles, playing styles. And Fran has done a phenomenal job of buying in and, really embracing what we want our culture to be and what her role is. And you're going to see more of Fran. She's working her butt off in practice, I promise. And it's going to pay off in some of these upcoming games. So, again, Francesca Fachinni.
know, but call me Fran or Franny. From Italy, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me. It was just amazing. And I'm a junior, transferred from Western Wyoming, and I've been in the U.S. for probably 4.5 years now, so I kind of love it here. And like I said, I'm a junior, and I'm a pre-health major. So I went to this summer basketball camp in Italy, and that's where I got the opportunity to come in the U.S. First in California for 2 years, where I finished high school, and then I got the opportunity to keep going and get the college in Wyoming, and now here at SD Mines, which I love it. I'm having like literally a great education, which I'm proud of. So, do you have any questions? Yeah.
What are you going to do with your degree? What's your plans?
My dream job is becoming a physical therapist. I had 2 ACL surgeries before, both my knees. So I would like to help people like they help me out to come back on the court and fight through, you know. So help other athletes.
Where in Italy?
Genoa. It's in the north, but it's literally by the water. Like I walk 2 minutes and I see the water. Kind of different from here, but that's what I love it. Like see new places and definitely have more like find out more about other cultures and stuff. And that's why I'm still here again. I love it.
What do you see as the differences between your experience in junior college and then here at School of Mines, as far as academics and your basketball?
We're, well, academic-wise, it's hard, but not as hard as here. Like, they told me, oh, you're going to School of Mines, it's going to be hard. I didn't believe it until I got here and experienced it myself. But definitely, and the game-wise, it's a little different. Like, people are trying to show off to keep going and go to a D1, D2, D3, NAIA. So it's kind of more individual. Once you make it, it's just play together as a family and like win, have fun, and finish your 4 years, you know. So as a junior college, it's a little different. That's why it was kind of like hard at the very beginning to adjust, but like I'm getting there.
Are you going to stick around after you graduate, do you think?
I don't know. I'm kind of going with the flow. One thing at a time, day by day, and I'll see where I'll go. I'm not sure yet. I love both places. I miss my family, but I would love staying here, so we'll see.
All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you this weekend. Go Rockers!
Hello, everyone. I too want to take time to thank Mike, because Mike does do a heck of a job, not only for the women's team, but for the men's team as well, because he's our part-time hotel reserver and bus transportation guy, and does a great job of working between the women's program and the men's program. When we have to do things like that and scheduling gyms and all that kind of fun stuff. So, but it's good to have, so well-deserved, Mike. We had a decent weekend. Didn't start off on the best of footings come Friday night. Going into the Regis game, like I said last week, I really liked the way we matched up with them, and really thought it was a great opportunity for us to go in there and get a win where we haven't won yet at Regis, and it is a tough place. And but I really liked the way the opportunity that we had going in there. And I thought for the most part through the game on the defensive side, we did a tremendous job. We executed a heck of a game plan as far as keeping them out of the lane. They're a very good dribble drive team. They really attacked the lane a lot. We knew it was going to take a team effort to be able to control that, and we really did a great job. If you look at the final score, it's not really indicative of how well we played defensively throughout the game. And especially when you look at the Achilles heel that got us, which was 26 turnovers. The fact that we were still in the game was amazing because you turn the ball over 26 times, you're usually down by about 20. And so our guys, just to have the resilience over and over, even though we're kind of self-inflicting ourselves on the offensive end, to be able to go down the defensive end over and time again, to be able to get stop after stop and keep ourselves in the game. And honestly, we're at halftime, we had, what did we have, Monty, 15 turnovers? 15 turnovers at halftime, and we were actually had a lead. Coach T and I just couldn't believe it. We were like, normally you don't have a lead in those situations. So that was pretty good. On the offensive end, why? Why did we turn it over 26 times? Well, that's a good question. If someone can watch the tape and tell me, that would really appreciate it. It's one of those things where we thought they did press us, and we thought, maybe the chaos from the press hurt us a little bit, but as you watch the tape, it really wasn't the press that hurt us. We just really made some uncommon errors that we don't normally make with the basketball. We try to force some passes that normally we don't really throw. We were kind of unfundamental at times with the basketball, which we usually are not. And so, for whatever reason, I don't know if the moons were lined up. As a coach, obviously you look inside yourself. We as a staff just got to do a better job, and we're going to try to figure that out, and so that doesn't happen again, because I know we will see some presses for some teams, and I don't know if that was the thing that just threw us out of rhythm or what it was at the time. But overall, like I said, in the game, I was really happy with the effort our guys played. We played extremely hard, and we still had a chance. We were in the game down the stretch, and then eventually they were just able to pull away when we had to foul down at the end. But after you go through a game like that, and the guys were disappointed because they felt the same way, and especially after the game, you play a game like that, and you're like, boy, we were right there, and if we wouldn't have done that, to be able to turn around on the road again and have to go into a place that, quite honestly, is kind of a mind trap, so to speak, because Colorado Christian, it's easy to look at them, look at their record, and say, okay, well, at least we got an easy one tonight. They were going to the game 1-17. They had just got beat by Black Hills. If you just look at the score, you think, oh, Black Hills handled them really good. And so it's really easy to probably say, okay, this is one we're going to get for sure. And as we kept telling the guys, it's not going to be the case. They're a team that, they're down. A lot of times they're down early, but they're a resilient group, and they continue to fight. And they're used to being down, and they actually play pretty well for being down because they keep coming back on you every single time. And they did do that to Black Hills the night before until Black Hills finally pulled away at the end. And so we knew going in it was going to be a tough game, and our guys did a great job of not falling into that trap. I thought right from the beginning we established the paint like we wanted to. We got the ball to Logan, we got the ball to Mitch. My guest here today, Damani, was making cuts to the basket and was getting them when they were in help. Had some great offensive rebounds as well. And so we really established ourselves in the paint with them. And when we did that, I think it set a tone for the game. And so they do have a good post player inside. He had 20 points the night before. Logan did a tremendous job of shutting him down. I think he ended up with 6 for the night. And so that was a great effort by him because he's a big kid. He's 6'11". He's improved a ton. He has great footwork. And he has been basically their leading scorer throughout the year. And we really did Logan just really did a great job one-on-one. We never had to bring help to help him out. And he did a good job of playing his tendencies and just played a really smart basketball game against him. And that was a big part of why we were able to control that paint and not allow their big to have any kind of success in the paint as well. We did build a couple double-digit leads like we said we could do. And they came back on us a couple different times. And I thought it was really good on our part not to panic, not to let the so-called chaos that they kind of create sometimes just because of the way that they run their offense. And so we were able to sustain their runs and then again build leads ourselves. I was really happy with the way our guys played and bounced back. It showed what kind of team that we are. We do have a setback like we did against the Regis game, is that we're able to turn around, start with that clean slate and get going again. So overall, you go on the road, you figure if you can get a split, that's a good thing. It was a little bit, we felt like, we kind of maybe let one slip away, but at the same time, we'll take the split. It doesn't really necessarily hurt us in the standings yet. We basically lost 0 ground. We're right back where we started last week. And so we're thankful for that. And we've really been working hard this week already and show some appreciation where we're at. And we're going to really try to take that step forward come this weekend, which is no easy task. We have 2 really good teams coming in. We have obviously Colorado School of Mines, coming in. Right now, they're tied for second. And we have University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, who is tied for fourth. And both teams are playing very good basketball. They're very well-coached teams. You know, two really different styles of basketball for each night for us. Colorado Mines is probably a lot like us, really like to control the tempo. They can get out and take advantage of situations on the break, but they're really more of a tempo team. Defensively, they do a tremendous job of protecting the lane, and they really force you to hit shots, and they get out on shooters after they protect that lane pretty well. On the offensive side, they're just very efficient. They don't do things that hurt themselves. They take care of the ball extremely well, and they get really good shots. And so for us, it'll be a good challenge again to be able to guard them. On the last year when we beat them here, I thought we did a tremendous job, and it's going to take that kind of effort again to be able to stop them offensively. And on the defensive side, I think we match up very well. I do think we have some advantages going into the game, and we're going to definitely try to exploit those advantages as we go into it. The next night, it's going to be just the opposite. We've got a team that really wants to run, and so for us, it's going to be really control that tempo, take away their fast break. They are super long, they're super athletic. They start guards across the board. They go 6'4", 6'5", 6'4". Obviously, that's going to pose a little mismatches for us with a few guys. On the inside, though, they're not quite as big, so that's probably going to be where our advantage is once again. And so it's going to be kind of interesting. Two totally different styles clashing with each other and see who can prevail and make their style make it work for them. So we're looking forward to the challenge. These are the kind of games, I tell guys all the time, these are the kind of games that that's why you play college basketball. And we're really looking forward to it. This is a big weekend just because obviously there's some things on the line. But at the same time, it's just fun to play these games that really have some meaning to them. And our guys I know are up for the challenge. So with that said, any questions at all about the games that are upcoming? All right, Damani, you want to come on up? So we're able to finally get Damani to one of these. Last semester he had a noon class, so he wasn't able to make it. Like I said, obviously if you've been to a game, you know the energy that this guy brings for us. It's always bouncing on the toes. As our strength coach likes to say, he's twitchy, okay? Meaning that he can explode off 2 feet, and when he lands, he can explode even higher the second time as he goes back up. He's a very gifted young man. He's a great young man. If you ever have a chance to talk to him, I remember the first time I met him, I couldn't believe that he was still a teenager. And he's very mature for his age, and he has a great outlook on life. I think that comes from a great upbringing from his parents. And we're really lucky to have him here. He's just a joy to coach. Sometimes he wears his emotions on his sleeve. I should say he always wears his emotions on his sleeve. All right. Sometimes they're not the most positive because he's so hard on himself, and that's something we always try to work on with him. But that's okay. I'd rather have a guy like that and be able to work in that direction than try to have to get him to play hard and have that kind of energy and enthusiasm. So we're just really blessed to have him here, and I'll let him tell you a little bit more about himself.
So as he said, I'm Damani Hayes. I'm a sophomore industrial engineering and engineering management major. Originally from Mankato, Minnesota, so about an hour and a half south of the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. I was raised, like he said, great upbringing. I'm the oldest of 4, so I have 3 younger siblings, 2 brothers and a sister. Both my parents played basketball. My dad played 4 years of college basketball. My mom played in high school and a little bit in college, but she didn't like it as much as she thought she would. So, but just a great upbringing from them. I'm an industrial engineering major. Sorry, and then looking forward to doing something maybe in waste management or like recycling, reusable industry, just to. I'm very, environmentally conscious, and I hope to, advance that industry and do something there. So, yeah. Any questions for me?
How do you like it out here in Rapid in the warmer part of the country?
So, it is warmer at times, but right now, man, Minnesota prepared me well. I'll say that much. It was a little chilly in Minnesota, so I was a little used to it. But I like Rapid City. I think it's a good area. For me, it's kind of broadened my horizon. allowed me to be an outdoors person at times. I've been hiking for like the first time in my life. You know, Minnesota's kind of flat, so we don't do as much of that. But yeah, it's been great for me. I love Rapid City. It's been a good spot for me, and you know, I'm happy to be here. So.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong. Did you play with a traveling team this summer for basketball?
I did. So
Can you educate the crew on that?
yeah, for sure. So I played this summer in Brazil with a D2 national tour team. They pick 10 guys and 10 girls from the D2 basketball leagues to go to Brazil, and we played 4 games over there against a couple pro teams, a couple just like club teams. But man, it was amazing. You know what I mean? It was a chance for me to get out of the country, something I've never done before, which was awesome. And just see, I mean, we were on the beach at all times. I got to see the Christ the Redeemer statue. It was just an amazing time for me personally, but as basketball as well. Got to play some great competition, played with a great group of guys, made a lot of friends that I still am in contact with today, and you know, it was amazing. So yeah, got to go to Brazil and play with a bunch of great guys. It was awesome. So.
Any of your siblings college material?
I hope so. I'm working on them. I'll tell you that. So my younger brother, my oldest younger brother, I should say, is a 9th grader this year. He's playing at the high school I went to. He's playing JV, so you know it's good for him as a 9th grader. My next brother is 18 months younger, so he's in 8th grade. Trying to figure out how to lead a team, so hopefully that'll prepare him. And then my youngest sibling, Jeri, the baby girl, she's 8 years old, and so she's playing some YMCA basketball leagues. So we're working on her too, you know. So yeah.
How were you used, Damani, in high school? What position did you play, and how were you kind of used?
So in high school, I was in a great position. We had a good team. I was able to play as a freshman. As a freshman, I played probably small forward, power forward. But as I continued to play sophomore, junior year, I really kind of played wherever I was needed. You know, when we played against presses, I was the guy that brought the ball up. And then I was able to take advantage of mismatches, you know what I mean? So I would play some 4, maybe some 5 at times if we wanted to run a smaller lineup. But yeah, in high school I was a creator, you know, had the ball in my hands, got downhill, made plays for my teammates, used the ball screen, things like that. So was really able to play a lot of positions, you know, throughout the 4 years, but you know, wherever I was really needed. So
Watching you play, it looks like you relish defense. You like to shut down the best player of the opposing team, and that's always good to see.
thank you. Yeah, I think even through high school, especially coming in as a freshman, I had to earn minutes. You know, I had to earn my spot to even be on the team. So I think that was one place where I was like, well, you know what I mean, it doesn't take as much skill as much as just like effort and being ready to play. I'm a fairly athletic guy, so I think that helps as well. My body build, I'm strong, have long arms, things that, you know, are intangibles, things you can't teach, you know what I mean, that I have and I've been blessed with, you know what I mean. So defense is a big part for me. I love playing defense. You know, coach always lets me know, hey, you got this guy this weekend, and I love hearing that. You know, I love that challenge. So that's been a thing, even through high school, that I love to play. So I'm glad you noticed. I appreciate that.
I'll give you a lot of minutes.
Thank you.
Best one-on-one player on the team?
Best one-on-one player on the team. Oh, so I'm gonna have to go with. I haven't played Troy Brady much, but he's a good one-on-one player. Personally, the one I played against the most is Mitchell Suker. It's one of my best friends. So we play a lot of one-on-one, but he's just a tough matchup for me. He can shoot the ball well. So I mean, you got to be out on him on the wing. He's strong enough to take me in the post, and he's 6'8" with a whatever it is, 6'11", 7-foot wingspan. So it's like he can just get in the post and lay it up over me. So it's a tough matchup for me, but he's a great player. You know, obviously, very blessed, and just yeah, he's a tough matchup one-on-one. So I'll go with Mitch Suker. Any other questions?
Do it over there.
You really seem to have one of the last home games, you really seem to have a breakout offensive game. Is that something you strive for? Is your offense as well as your defense?
So I think that's a great question, first of all. I think defense has always come more natural. So I think every game I don't want to say it, you can take it for granted, but that's something I know I'm going to bring. I'm going to defend, I'm going to give effort, I'm going to rebound. So I think for me, I always want to contribute as much as I can. I want to be, the best teammate I can, the best player to be coached. So I think offensively, that's been a goal for me. So I was happy. I think I was aggressive, but also on the offensive glass. I had like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds that game, I think. So I was just really active, and coach has been getting on me and letting me know where my opportunities are as far as like offensive, rebounding, things like that. So I think really just kind of opened my eyes and let me see another avenue where I can, contribute more, score a few buckets for the team, as well as, playing defensive rebound and things like that. So, yeah. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
All right, look forward to seeing everybody out on Friday and Saturday. I know the women's games are going to be great games, and I know ours as well. It'll be a great night, and we have the students back, and that'll be exciting to have a little bit more energy. Not that you guys didn't do a good job while they were gone, all right, but we'll look forward to having the students as well. It should be a fun couple nights. Thank you.
Okay, just a couple closing remarks. Coach Glen, I have one request. One of my favorite plays is Damani going down the lane and dunking with both hands and hanging on the rim. Because when you're a point guard like me, and especially a female, you don't get up that high. So I like to see that in a game. So that's what I'd like to see drawn up this weekend. Just once, okay? Maybe twice. Well, I'll talk to Roger when we get back. And second of all, thanks to Fran and Damani for coming. What we love about Hardrocker Athletics is you guys, and to watch you guys, and to have you come up and speak and talk about yourselves and what you guys are all about. We just really appreciate that. I think that builds the community, the Hardrocker community, with our fans and yourself. So thanks for coming all the way over here for lunch today. We do appreciate it. And with that being said, thank you so much for all of you for coming today. We do appreciate it, and we hope to see you out at the games this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Go Rockers! Thanks so much.